Hi, and welcome back to the third session on the employee engagement case study. To briefly tell you about the case study, if you might remember, we're looking at some employee engagement data for a manufacturing unit, and the data is pretty clean. So we have the data already, the dummy variables, derived variables, etc. created. And then what we did is we did some amount of cleanup in terms of clubbing the data into three parts: low, medium, and high. Earlier it was into five parts, right, on the basis of the engagement score. And then we had seen the visualization, where we saw that candidates with higher engagement scores are also seen as high potential as per their appraisal. So there's a huge correlation between the people who get high appraisal scores and high engagement scores. Second thing, we saw that candidates with higher engagement scores are seen as high performers as per the appraisal, because in this data set there are actually a few outcomes of the appraisal that we have. There is a distinct difference between the employees with high, medium, and low engagement scores, and this is coming out very steadily in the data. So then we started off with the statistical analysis, where the first thing we did was to create the correlation matrix. Now the correlation matrix comes out like this. If you remember, we've gone through it. To run the recording, to run the correlation is rather easy because we have the data analysis toolpack out here. And in the data analysis toolpack, we can look at the correlation option. And when it gives us the output, we just choose the whole data that we want to run for the correlation. So here we had created this survey 3 table, and this whole data, together we can run for our correlation, right? The correlation matrix gets created, and once the correlation matrix is created, which is a matrix of correlation of each variable with each variable, we can just copy paste the data of the first two columns below, so that we can see the relationship between the final engagement survey score. And then what we can do is just create the absolute value for sorting. So here you can see the formula. ABS is the formula that gets created. After doing this, what ABS does is it removes this negative values. So it keeps only the absolute value, which is the positive absolute value, allowing us to sort out the data and see which are the biggest drivers of the employee engagement. What do we mean by biggest drivers? Like what is the meaning of this negative engagement score? You will remember we had covered it in last time, that it means that when the company group experience 0 to 6 months increases, or the ones with experience 0 to 6 months seem to have lower engagement scores. Okay, so it means that when there is an increase in one variable, there's actually a decrease in the other. In the analyze section, we have done the correlation, and now we want to actually create the linear regression model. A linear regression model is the regression outcome where you create an equation like y is equals to a plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2. And this tells us precisely how each of the most correlated values influence the y value. Okay. Now, to further understand how to run it, we need to remember a couple of things. One, that linear regression is actually an iterative process. So it is not that we'll run it once and that's it. We will run it a few times, because every time that we run it, first we'll run it with the 12 variables which are most correlated. Then we'll find that some of the variables have a very high p value, Okay, and we will also see that the model adjusted R square and R square are rather far away from each other. These are all statistics which will come out on the button click from the analysis toolpack, and we'll see how. And we will remove the variables which are far away from p-values. That means where the p-value is not close to 0.05, and then we will rerun it. So one thing we have to understand, it's iterative. Slowly, when we start with a larger number of variables, it will help us come down to the precise few variables which are going to help us and really influence the outcome that we are seeking to find an equation for. So a great way to run the linear regression is like this. Under the data tab, we have the data analysis toolpack, and in this analysis toolpack, we have the regression option. So we just go and click on the regression option. What's my Y variable? It's the engagement score. What are my X variables? It is the whole list of highly correlated variables. Okay. Yes, I do have labels in the first row. The confidence level should be 95% at least. And we are going to say run it in a new worksheet. Okay, so let's see what the outcome is. So here comes the outcome sheet. We can see these two values here. R square, which tells us how accurate is our model, how good is it, what is the predictive efficiency of the model. And then we have something called the adjusted R square. Okay. This is that, is the prediction of the model, which is measured by R square, because of too many variables, or is it actually every variable that is included in the model is contributing to the outcome. So here you will notice that I've added a small calculation which says is p-value less than equals to 0.05. And when you look at it, actually, except for a couple of them, all the p-values are greater than 0.05. So the best thing to do is drop the highest p-value variable first, which is here, it is company group experience 0 to 6 months. Because why do you want to drop it? Because high p-value shows multi-collinearity. It means that there is some other variable present in the equation which is actually highly correlated with the this variable and is a good surrogate to this variable. So let's not double count it. So now what do? We remove this and go back to our sheet here. Okay. And use the remaining variables, drop out one variable. Okay. And move it out of the area that we are going to be working on, and rerun the linear regression. So then when we remove that and run it, we get again the same outcome, okay, but with a lesser number of variables. Now here, what do we find? That the R square and adjusted R square are similar to the earlier one, but again, you find that there are multiple variables which are not meeting the less than 0.05 threshold. Now you already know the formula. Is the p-value less than 0.05, less than equal to 0.05? Again, we'll remove the highest education being diploma. Okay, so we go back here. So here we remove the highest education being diploma. We take it out of the area that we are going to rerun the next set of regression. So regression is an iterative process, and by the time we come to the sixth iteration, we will see that though the R square and the adjusted R square are maintaining their value, the p values have actually reduced in value. Okay, they have all become significantly smaller. Now you might say, still there are one or two where we can remove it. Yes, we can, but there is always a trade-off in the count of um, variables you want to consider for your model and the p-value. Okay, so this is good enough. We have how many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we have 7 variables, and the dropping of another variable is not going to significantly change anything. So in fact, it will start leading to a dropping of the R square and the adjusted R square. So let's stop our iterations now and look at what this means really. What it really means is like this, that we can take these values out and create this type of an equation. Y is equal to the intercept value, right? Plus this constant into the job potential appraisal plus this constant into the job performance appraisal, this constant into the job productivity equation, like this, and create one equation for ourselves. Now, just to dwell for 2 minutes on what this means, especially why is R square so important? R square is also called the goodness of fit measure for linear regression models. These are multivariate. That means many variables. Okay, so we are looking at a multivariate model. The larger the R square, the better the regression model fits. But if it is my experience that if you get an R square greater than 0.95, etc., it only means that there is one variable which is very highly correlated to the outcome, which is driving the outcome. So again, you have to go by the understanding of prudence. A model which is at a 0.8 to 0.9% accuracy is good enough to be deployed. Less than 0.75 should not be deployed, and anything which is very high also at 0.95, etc. Again, you should review the model thoroughly before seeking to deploy it. Adjusted R square is, a check to understand if the R square is increasing because there is an addition of a new variable. Because we don't want that, right? We don't want a spurious just because a new variable has come in, therefore the efficiency is showing higher. Now, from 12 variables, we have come back to the 7 most important variables that are that help us understand engagement. And we can do the we can find out how much each variable influences the outcome by looking at the coefficient or multiplier assigned to each of the variables. So here you can see potential appraisal. If you can see, for every is showing 0.179. That means for every 1 point movement, okay, the increase in the score is 0.179. So whenever the potential appraisal goes from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4, the engagement score also jumps by, but not by equal value, by 0.179. Okay. So, this is the way to interpret each of the scores here. If I was to look at the job role in engineering and maintenance, it's showing minus 0.1504. That means for every 1% point movement, the decrease in the score is, engagement score is 0.1504. Okay. The linear equation will generate a score for each employee, and this model should be run periodically to understand that at that point of time, what is the possible engagement score for the employee. This is a great way, especially later, if you were to correlate it with attrition, etc., or by productivity, you can come up with models which have far-reaching consequences. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I do hope if you have any queries, you will reach out, do drop in a comment. If you need any personal help also, do feel free to check. With this, I'll stop the recording.